So, Glenn, something that's been kind of the wild, wild west since COVID
Many things.
is the city taxes in Ohio and the work from home, and how do we account for that? And, what's the nuances behind some of that?
So in Ohio, we have these city taxes, and the first rule is you pay the city tax where you actually work from. So where you is your butt in the seat, that's where you pay the city tax first. Then, depending on where you live, you may or may not get credit for the tax you paid where you worked, and you may or may not have to file where you live. Well, if you're working from home, and that's a different city than where you are working at, quote, at your desk at the corporate headquarters, you're supposed to pay those taxes where you live. So before, most everybody would just withhold from where your office is, and then you have to file to get money back from the city, which is very, very hard to do because you had to do all these things. The new rules and how they do this now is just a lot easier up front to put the work in to say, hey, I work from home 2 days a week and I work at the office 3 days a week. Make my withholding on my wages to withhold the city I live for 2 days and the city where I work from for 3 days, the home base. And if you do that, when you file your tax returns, you paid everybody the right amount and we don't have to ask for refunds.
So what you're telling me is that now the technology is caught up with this work from home. And so whoever the payroll provider is, or you do your own payroll, you now have the ability to mark those certain wages as work from home.
Correct. It was always there, but nobody ever really talked about it because there's just maybe a residence tax. But now the cities have kind of like, after COVID, they said you couldn't do that. But now they're like, okay, you're going to pay tax where you live, where actually you work first, and where you can do that from home as well. So this is just a great opportunity. Work proactively to get that set up with your payroll company, your employer. Try to have some sense of semblance where you're not working 5 days 1 week and 1 day from home the next week. It's really hard for HR to keep up with that. So try to just set a nice schedule, and it really is easy at the end when you file your tax return.
Awesome.